Reno here. We're going to dip into part 2 of snaring coyotes. I want to talk a little bit more about how you anchor that snare into the ground. It's not just straightforward, same setup every time. You got to think about this. All right? These coyotes are strong, determined, tenacious. Their life is at stake. They're pulling and twisting with all you can imagine. They're jumping up in the air. They're doing all sorts of things. They're going to try to get that stake out of the ground. I showed you the 24-inch piece of re-rod. I showed you the single loop for your stake to go into, right? Now, all swiveled up, double swivel, split ring, etc. 24 works a lot of times. I also carry 3-foot stakes. These come in handy. You get in a little bit of swampier ground. Maybe you have frost, maybe you don't have frost. Maybe you got sandy soil. It could be light, it could be heavy, it could be rocky, whatever. You're going to encounter all kinds of stuff depending on where you're snaring. Be prepared for it, all right? Now, like I said, here's a single. You can also use a double. Hopefully you can see that. A double, see that? We got one on each side. When you can use a double, sometimes again I can use a 24, like this, like this. I will drive them into the ground in an X pattern like that to make it even stronger, to hold better. There are times, believe it or not, I get down into swampy ground where maybe some springs and water close to the surface, where I'll run a double 36 just to make sure I'm going to hold that coyote. You've got to make sure you've got it covered. I really would not advise anything shorter than a 24-inch stake unless you've got some sort of soil where you're certain you're going to hold. Earth anchors work well too. I don't know if you've ever seen one. I could produce one here in a moment if you just wait. This device is used to drive an earth anchor into the ground like such. You drive it in, boom, 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 boom. You twist and pull this out. The anchor stays in the ground, give it a tug. It sets this barb, if you will, into the ground and horizontally. You drove it in vertically, now it's set horizontally. You get your split ring on there. You can take it to a swivel device like we showed before with your stake. Stake it that way if you want. These are nice when you don't have frost in the ground. When you're driving through frost, it can be a bit of a bear. They're a lot lighter and more compact to carry, but again, you got to find your right staking system. Whether it be earth anchor or re-rod stake, you have to stake your snare extremely well. I pound this flush into the ground, right up to the washer. Try to get her right there. Don't leave anything staying above the ground, because like I said, these coyotes are going to pump and twist and try to pull that out. And if you've got anything exposed, they've got more of an angle to lift on that stake and get it out of the ground. Not what you want. You want to come back and find that coyote in your snare, that beautiful pelt in your hands. So that's the basics of your staking process at this point in time. Make sure they're very well swiveled, single, double, 24-inch, 36-inch, earth anchor, whatever works for you, but make sure you got it in the ground and it's going to stay in the ground. All right? That's part 2. We're just talking about anchors today. We're going to move on into a little more detail as time progresses for part 3. But until then, keep your life simple. Live it to the full. Live it large. Enjoy it. Reno, over and out.